All right, guys, here we go. Welcome to our June virtual workshop with Team True Blue. That's right, it is already June. It's June 1st. The first fell on a Saturday, and Saturday is when we do these virtual workshops. So I'm excited today to be able to chat with you guys for a few minutes. We have at the beginning a little bit of information about our company, our products, the opportunity. And that will be followed by a training today that will help all of you in attendance get your business started. And if you've been in the business for a while, it will help you with your new people. And we certainly know that that is the bread and butter of our organization. And what we do as an opportunity is sharing this opportunity with people and allowing them to do the same thing. And we have simple systems in place that allow people to do that in a very fun way. And today is about just fine tuning some of the skills necessary or activities that you're going to be engaging in to build this business at whatever level you want to build the business. My name is Brandon Cunningham. I'm from Florida. We've been around LifeVantage for quite some time, almost 10 years now. So my background before this was not in network marketing. It was everything but. But about 10 years ago, I decided to take a look at this, and our life has forever changed. We've been doing LifeVantage full time for about the last 8 years, 7.5 years. This is all we do. Home-based business. I'm married, got a couple kids, and we're able to have an income for our family that allows us the time and flexibility and income to be able to do some things that we just could never possibly have done in our traditional business. And we know this is fact because we had traditional businesses. We had 6 of them. And so let me share my screen. I've already told you a little bit of my story and what to expect today. My wife will be joining us a little bit later to get in on some of the training with us today. But let me click a few buttons here, optimize the sound so that we can hear better today. And then we're going to jump into this opportunity portion. So you heard a little bit of my story. I joined LifeVantage because I was impressed by what I saw in a video that was shared with me. Maybe you learned of LifeVantage the same way. And I, at the time, was looking for ways to optimize my health, to maximize my health. I had a little battle with skin cancer myself, 30-something, over 30 stitches in my face for what I thought was just a little freckle that my wife insisted that I get checked out. It wasn't a freckle. And cancer more seriously runs through my family and has been the cause of some deaths in our family. And well, one of the causes. We'll talk a little bit about the real cause in a second. But nonetheless, I think when we talk to people, maybe you that are watching this right now, if I asked you, would you like to maximize your health? We're not talking about trying to live beyond years that you don't want to live to. We're talking about maximizing your health. Would you be interested in that? And I'm pretty sure the answer is yes. And when it comes to our money, would you like to maximize that? We sometimes have a hard time talking to our friends about money or earning money. And I don't know why that's a hard conversation. Money's not a bad thing. It's something that we need. We need to have money, and I know I would rather have more of it than less of it. I'm not saying that I need lots of money to be happy. What I'm saying is I need money for shelter, food, to provide for my family, and I need to do that in a way that, to the best of my ability, I enjoy doing to earn it. And this is about maximizing your income with an opportunity and a product, a category creating product today. And right stuck between those two things is time, right? If your health is really bad, you don't care about money. All you want is more time. If you have no money in the world and you're just flat broke, most of those people don't care about their health. The one thing that we do have all the same of, our health is all different, our incomes are all different. The one thing that we do have the exact amount of is time. Now you're saying, well, I'm busy, I'm busier than this person, busier than that person. And I will tell you that's because of the decisions you have made that have led you to this point in your life. Because no one has 23 hours a day. No one has 26 hours a day. So if you're busier than other people, it's because you've made those decisions, and maybe you want to be busier. Maybe that busy is returning to you the results you want, but maybe that busy is not returning to you the results that you'd hope. Maybe you're working harder today than ever and you're not getting to enjoy what money you have. Or maybe you're working the best years of your life away. Maybe you're healthy now, but you're just working, right? Wouldn't it be wise that in the prime of your life that you're not just working, that you're able to enjoy your health, enjoy some of your money? The problem is time, right? Because most of us have to go out and work to get paid. And so I hope I've touched a little bit on just about everybody in the audience today at some level of interest about what we're going to talk about. I certainly never saw this opportunity coming my way. It's probably the last thing I thought that I would be doing to provide for my family over 10 years ago. But I have learned since that, to me, there is no better way to earn money that I have been introduced to than a leveraged income that network marketing can provide if you have a product that's real and people really want and affordable. If you have a compensation plan that's worth your time. Like, you could have an amazing product, but if the company's not willing to pay your time or what it's worth to you, then why would you be involved, right? And so we'll discuss all those things today. As I told you a little bit, we were in traditional business before, and traditional business, while it was providing an income, it wasn't helping on those other two topics, right? I wasn't able to do the things that I wanted to do. So the best years of my life, I was spending working instead of enjoying that time with my family when I did have good health. And time-wise, I was doing way more work than I wanted to, right? And so maybe that's you. Maybe you've been thinking, what can I do? What is there to do? I felt stuck. I felt very stuck. I was 37 years old when this was brought to me. At 37, I hated what I did for a living. I was in the car business and the real estate business. The real estate business I didn't hate. It's just that it had totally fallen apart in 2008 and 2009. And it just had the rules of engagement had changed. And so I was looking for ways to change the direction I was in, and just working more was not going to do it. Something really had to change. And that's when we were introducကျto this. So let's jump into this product. Let's jump into this company and how you can take advantage of it. The company is called LifeVantage. We are a publicly traded company, guys. We are on the NASDAQ, and we are leaders. In fact, I think, in my opinion, from a global standpoint, we are the world's leader in nutrigenomics and the development of products that you can affordably use to take advantage of nutrigenomics. And nutrigenomics is a word that you may hear more of in the future, but just know this: people today are very much aware that they can take control of their health, and they're doing all kinds of things to do it. On one end of the scale, they're buying higher quality foods. You got grocery store chains like Whole Foods that have $1 billion evaluations because people are spending more money for food today, higher quality food, than they ever were before. That's an indicator. You've got personal fitness equipment that people are using. And I'm not talking about home gyms. I'm talking about heart rate monitors or calorie counters that people wear on their wrists. Millions and millions and millions of these units have been sold so that people can track their health, so they can identify their personal health needs and health goals. And what a lot of those people don't know is that there is science in place now and products available to them that can do exactly what they want to do, but make it a whole lot easier. It's really complicated sometimes, and we make complicated easy at LifeVantage. And so we're excited that you get to take a look at this publicly traded company that is not a startup. We've been around for quite some time. This is not new technology or a new company. It's just maybe something new to you and something that you're hearing for the first time. I'm going to play a video for you that's not new. In fact, it's over 15 years old, and you're probably thinking, what in the world, or close to 15 years old, why would you be showing me a video that's this age? There's a couple reasons. One, it says some things that I can't say. We can't say that we treat, cure, prevent, or mitigate any diseases at all. But you're going to hear a specific disease states named by scientists and doctors in connection with our flagship product, Protandim. That's number one, why we show it. Number two, it's ABC News. It's a high level of credibility. The show Primetime is known for going out and investigating companies that are fraudulent or not telling the truth, and they expose that. You're not going to see that. What you're going to see is just the opposite. You're going to see a reporter that you will recognize. You're going to see his blood tested, and I want you to see the results, okay? And finally, the reason I show it to you is this is how I learned, and this is what we do. I learned about this opportunity with this similar video, and why not, right? If it attracted me, and we have a very large organization, it might be a video that we should continue to show and has some relative value. So let me play it, and then I'll come back in just a few minutes.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock? It sounds too good to be true.
Free radicals are a natural result of your body's metabolic processes. Under normal circumstances, your body also produces antioxidants, which neutralize free radicals and limit the damage they can do to your cells. It's a bit like having a factory in your cells that produces enough antioxidants to keep the free radicals under control. But exposure to X-rays, ozone, cigarette smoke, inflammation, air pollution, industrial chemicals, and even exercise can overwhelm the body's natural responses to free radicals, allowing them to wreak havoc on your cells and your health. Over time, the damage to your cells and DNA turns off the power in the cell's factory, reducing our ability to create antioxidants and leaving us vulnerable to premature aging and health concerns. Fortunately, science has given us the ability to turn the power back on. One recent peer-reviewed study from Washington State University calls NRF2 activation one of the most extraordinary therapeutic and preventative breakthroughs in the history of medicine.
You want to get an edge on turning back the clock with just a few pills? Who doesn't? Well, it's no longer science fiction, but science possibility, a potential breakthrough. As I found out firsthand, there may be a way to erase years, at least inside my body. Granted, it's down the road, but some scientists are wondering if a new pill I took might offer a very long life.
It may not look like the fountain of youth, but inside this nondescript building, I'm about to become part of an exciting experiment, a kind of guinea pig.
Dr. McCord, okay.
I'm here at the University of Colorado in Denver to meet Dr. Joe McCord, a world-renowned scientist.
This is pretty exciting stuff you're finding, huh?
It is. We're very excited about it.
His latest research could very well unravel the mystery of aging itself. And his decades of experiments may have the potential of adding years to people's lives and possibly prevent chronic diseases like cancer, diabetes, and heart disease. It all centers around this small yellow pill, and for me, it begins with a blood test.
Can we scoop? Yeah, there we go.
It wouldn't be the first time I've given blood for this company.
Oxidative stress, like the rusting of an engine, is not a good thing.
Bad for the body.
Leading to disease.
Leading to disease and leading to malfunction, and importantly, leading to what we call aging. It is a slow progression of increasing oxidative stress. That's the main characteristic biochemically of the aging process.
It's called Protandim, and tests on both mice and humans have already shown that it revs up the manufacture of those good enzymes in our bodies. More enzymes, fewer free radicals to harm us. Normally, oxidative stress, measured by those T-bars, increases with age. But in Dr. McCord's tests, taking just one pill of Protandim a day reversed that trend for everyone at every age, even for an 80-year-old. But what about my progress? After nearly 2 weeks now, it's time to get my results. Dr. McCord calculates the numbers. The result? My level of oxidative stress has declined dramatically.
45%, that's excellent.
Just look at where I fall on the graph, before and after.
Which, if extrapolated back, is the level you would see in a newborn baby.
Have we turned back the clock? Well, maybe not on the outside, but deep inside within my cells. Yes, indeed.
High oxidative stress is associated with more than aging. It's been linked to hundreds of illnesses.
It's at the very center of many diseases: liver disease, diabetes, emphysema, asthma. I've studied all of these: strokes, heart attacks.
Even mental disease?
Yes.
Depression?
Alzheimer's disease, depression. I don't want to wait until I'm 80 years old and find out that I should have taken it.
So, pretty impressive video, right? Now you might understand why we show that video, because it's just so powerful when you listen to the content. And I'm sure if you're viewing that video for the first time, you may want to see it again. The people in the room can give you the link to the video so you can see it, and potentially show it to some other people that you want to see it. Just know that this product, Protandim, has 5 main ingredients in it. Well, only 5 ingredients, and they're ingredients that maybe you're currently using. But here's the thing, guys. The science proves that the ingredients individually are very good for you and powerful, but together in the recipe that we have, the patented recipe, they are thousands of times more powerful. And we have science proof that we'll talk about in a second that proves just that these ingredients have never been able individually been able to do what Protandim has been able to do at the university level in these studies. And so we're able to say that we reduce oxidative stress by 40% in 30 days. And that is a massive statement. And I said earlier, you know, my family has cancer, and that's what like some of my family members died of. The reality is that's what the doctor said, you know, but the reality is it's oxidative stress. That's what we die from. We don't die from heart disease or diabetes or cancer. It starts with an abundance of free radicals in the body that's left unchecked, unbalanced, and Protandim turns that switch on. Protandim turns the switch on that allows your body to start protecting itself at a rate that you haven't been protected since you were in your 20s or in your teens. The fact is that when you take Protandim for 30 days, if they draw your blood and the blood of a 20-year-old, they can't tell the difference after 30 days. And after 60 to 90 days, they can't tell the difference between you and a child when they're looking for these enzymes that are specifically in your body to deal with the day-to-day damage of free radicals, guys. That is a monumental statement. And it's what's led to all of the studies that are going on, the publicity that we've able to talk about. You just saw the ABC News piece. It's been on the Today Show. Sanjay Gupta, in his book, Chasing Life, 7 pages are dedicated to the discovery of Protandim, and now what we know as the NRF2 pathway that signals the cell to do this. We've got the BSCG, the Banned Substance Control Group certification. It's NSF certified. All these schools, the American Heart Association has studied it. Just this week, we got the 26th study, and it's on specifically Protandim and how salt or sodium has an effect on the human body. Some people battle with that in their health, sodium being something that triggers some other health issues. I'm not going to interpret the study for you. I'm just going to tell you it's a great study for you to research if that's your thing. And it's right at pubmed.gov. Just type in Protandim. It'll be the first study that you read. It's a powerful, powerful study and more validation about what Protandim can do, not just the ingredients of it. So we're excited about it. We've taken the science behind Protandim and we've branched it out into other specific product lines that allow us to attack or go after specific health goals. Okay, this Nrf2 stuff is big, okay? But it's in every cell in your body. Every cell in your body has the Nrf2 pathways, and when you activate it, you're able to affect your entire body. But there are other things that you can do for specific health goals, okay? That being maybe we've got a hair care line. I'm going to put some before and after pictures in one of our updated PowerPoints here. Mind-blowing results. Get with the people in the room and ask for some before and after pictures of the hair care system. We can't make claims there, but we can show you some before and after pictures that might be interesting to you. Maybe you've got some goals for your skin. Maybe you want to improve your skin. I know we live in Florida and the sun is very damaging to the skin, and that usually means wrinkles, right? Damaged skin usually means wrinkles. We don't want wrinkles. We don't want that on our face. Premature aging, the look of that. So we have a skincare line designed specifically for people who want to improve the appearance of their skin and the health of their skin. We've got products for pets. We've got an energy line. So instead of the caffeinated, sugary drinks that are on the market that sell millions upon millions of dollars, the Red Bulls of the world, the Monster energy drinks, we've got an energy line with no chemicals, very, very few calories that you mix with water, great flavors. I call it brain food. I use it every day. It is a phenomenal product. If you're looking for more clarity, more focus, more energy, and you are tired of forgetting where you left your keys or where you parked your car, or why did I just walk into that room? What did I forget, right? So if that's you, get some Axio. And I think all of us enjoy the Physique line. And if you don't know about the Physique line, it's our weight management line. It is a crazy good way to reduce some weight or manage your weight instead of the yo-yo effect of these crazy diets that are out there where you can lose weight, but then you gain more than you had before. This is a weight management program. It tastes amazing. It's a healthy approach to getting your weight goals. And I'll show you some before and after pictures here in a second. Here's some before and afters of our skincare line with Nrf2 activation. I'll say that over and over. That's Protandim. Protandim is the baseline, guys. Everyone starts with Protandim, and then you build from there on some specific health goals. This is Protandim and our Axio product working for a 9-year-old child. You are looking at a spelling test 1 week apart. The words are different because that's how spelling works, right? They don't give you the same words over and over. But what you notice differently is the handwriting, how neat it is. This mother shared this story with us. If you've got a child that suffers from attention deficit or anxiety, this hits home with you, and certainly you may have some questions or want to get your hands on the product. And here's our before and afters of our weight management line. It's phenomenal, guys. Phenomenal. You're looking at a 90-day result and a 180-day result. And I can't say enough about this product. I use it every day, as well as our Vitality Stack. It's a packet that contains our Protandim line. It has also our probiotic in it because your gut is doing the majority of the work for your body when it comes to the immune system. Most people suffer with immune issues, but it starts with the gut and a gut that's not healthy. And our Vitality Stack also has fish oils in it that are just phenomenal for overall body health, brain function, brain health. That's the Vitality Stack. They come with free shipping too. So gotta love that. I'm kind of spoiled with free shipping. So how do I get these products? Like, we kind of whet your appetite for the products from the person in the room probably. Or if you're watching this because you got a link to it, get with the person that invited you to this webinar, get with the person that invited you to LifeVantage. That's the way we do it. And we do this as a team. We work as a team, but they can give you a link for wholesale pricing. Think of it as a promotion code. They're going to give you a link or an ID number, and that ID number and that link allows you to get the products at a wholesale price. Without it, it's retail, about 20% on this promotion code that they can give you. So that's how you get the products. Now, let's shift gears just a little bit. We talked in the very beginning about our health, we talked about our time, and we talked about money. So we've talked about health. Let's shift a little to time and money. Everybody that I know would like to have more money than they currently have, right? And the question is, what do I have to do to get it? And most people's concept is, I'm too busy, because they're thinking, I got to go work some more, I go spend some more time doing something that I don't already have time for. And so I want you to understand this. This business is as simple as what you are already doing when it comes to restaurants. Have you ever referred someone to a restaurant? Yep. Did you look at that as another job? Did you say, oh, I can't refer people to my favorite restaurants when they ask because I've got a job. I don't have time. Or, if you're a sports fan, I don't know what part of the country you're in, but you may be a sports fan. Are you able to hold a job and be a sports fan? And you're thinking, well, of course, it's ridiculous. Well, it's just as ridiculous to think you can't do this as a business because you're already busy. Because literally, that's what this is. You becoming a fan of these products. You becoming a fan of what these products have done for you. And we talk about it. You talk about it at work. You talk about it on your breaks. You talk about it at night, just like you talk about your favorite sports team or where you get your hair done or where you bought your car. We talk about things. It doesn't require that we punch a clock to do that. And guess what? This business doesn't either. We don't have to punch a clock. We simply just share with other people some things that we enjoy. And that's what this is. You take the products, share it with others, and then LifeVantage takes care of the rest, guys. You don't have to there are no employees here. For all my business owners out there, no employees. Isn't that like, yee, woo, that's awesome. If you've ever owned your own business, there's some headaches there. If you are an employee, no boss. No boss. If you go ask 10 people that have jobs if they love their boss, I bet more say no than yes. And I bet a lot of them will tell you that they know more than their boss, but their boss is getting paid more than them. Guys, there's no shipping that you have to have. There's no customer service. There's no lawyers. All of that stuff is taken care of for you. You simply take the products and share it with others. LifeVantage takes care of the rest. And we'll tell you a little bit more about how you get paid. But our system, guys, allows you to do this on a little level or a big level, right? We say go big or go small. It's your call, right? Some of us have decided that we thought we'd go small, and we decided once we got started, why? Like, this is incredible. This is awesome. We're going big. So you run your business from your home or your pocket or your cell phones or your laptops. Wherever you can get a Wi-Fi or cellular signal, you can do this business. And I think one of the greatest things about this is that you are in control of this thing. This is your business, but you are not alone. We have a team. Our team is Team True Blue, and I can promise you we are many, we are powerful, we are diverse, we are organized and successful. We know what we're doing. You are not alone. If you've never made money in this type business, don't let that stop you. If you've never done this business before, don't let that stop you, because this is an amazing team and we have simple systems. In fact, if you'll stick around for the training in a little bit, you'll see some of those systems being taught that all of you can do immediately. So how do I get paid, right? Well, it's as simple. There's 6 ways to get paid. I'm going to show you one of our bonuses so that you can get the concept, right? So as you share this with people and as you tell others, you're going to make a little bit of money, not a lot, certainly not income replacing money, not even enough money really to, pay off big bills, but you can get your products free. You can make a few $100s a month, right? Maybe you can get enough money by telling a few people that you're paying for your cell phone bill and some groceries, which is significant. I don't want to make that sound too light, but here's here's the part that I didn't understand. You see, I thought that's what this business was about. I thought this business was about telling people about something you're excited about. And I never knew anybody that made any significant money. They made a little bit of money. And personally, for me, I didn't join this company to make a little bit of money. I joined this company because I saw the vision. And what I was told is if I'll take the products and share it, that's step one. And step two is if I taught other people, how to tell people, right? So the people that I told that joined me, if I taught them how to simply share this with other people, then my money would grow, and it did. It doubled and tripled. In fact, there were months where our check was going up by over $1,000 per month. And ultimately, once you teach those people how to tell others, there's something called the compound effect. And what that simply is where you have a mass of people that are doing the simple things you did in the beginning, but 5 people doing what one person did will simply have better results, right? Me by myself, I can tell a few people a day. But if I have 10 people telling a few people, now we've got dozens of people being told a day. And that's how you grow this business. Takes time. There's nothing happening overnight here. This isn't a business to take care of today's money problems. This is about shifting from trading time for money. Trading time for money is what's led you to where you are right now. Where you are right now is because you probably have been trading time for money. This is, and if you have all the time in the world and all the money in the world and you got all the freedoms that you want, keep doing what you're doing. But that's less than 1% of 1% of 1% that have that kind of flexibility. And it's because we and you probably, we being I did it, we're trading time for money. I had not found a leverage system until I found this, where I could do some simple steps, teach others how to do those simple steps. And while I was working and busy, some of those other people were doing those steps, and they led to people who led to people. And this is what the money looks like. See, when you start out by yourself on level 1, you tell a few people, maybe you get, 3 people, 4 people, 5 people. And if you look all the way to the right, this example compensation in this model is about $20. And that's what I thought this was. And that's why I was really never interested, because $20 didn't interest me. But when you teach those 5 people how to tell people, now they can go duplicate it. It's 25 people. And now you're earning in this model, in this one bonus, if this is our royalty bonus, $250 plus the 20 per month. That's significant. That's getting free product. That's your cell phone bill paid for life. It might be a portion or all of a car payment, might be the insurance. It's a significant piece of money for you. By just going step 2, take it one more level where you have people teaching other people. And now it's a $30,000 a month, or nearly $30,000, guys, because on level 3 with 125 people there plus the other 2 levels, it's the 2,250 plus the 250 plus the 20. It's nearly $30,000 a year in income, which there's people coming out of college that are not making that money with the student loans, the debt, the whole 9, guys. And you can see one more level down how this continues to duplicate. And I can promise you it works just like this, because my wife and I have been through this model with this amount of people. And it's on level 4, you're talking over 100,000 or right at $100,000 income because of the compound effect. All the while, you just brought in the 5 and taught those 5 how to do what you did. You became a fan, you shared the products and taught people how to share. Guys, it's 4 levels that we're showing here. This bonus pays 9 levels, and this is one of 6 bonuses. In fact, this is what it looks like. The slide looks good, but you know what we've realized? The print's not big enough. So the next time we do this webinar, you're probably going to see bigger print and an updated version of this. But if you'll look on the right, you'll start to see the average monthly incomes of our distributors. And on the left is just the sales volumes. And so you start out as a distributor and you work your way through the ranks as you tell people and they tell people. And my wife and I, I'll just tell you, we hit Pro 4 in 4 months. That's an average income of $1,100. We hit Pro 5 2 months later. We hit Pro 6 about 3 months after that. Pro 7, we were about 18 months into the business, 17 months into the business when we hit Pro 7. That's an $11,000 a month average income. And remember, we had never done this before. We didn't bring a team in. We started from zilch. Oh, and by the way, we had 6 corporations and 2 kids. Okay, so we were busy. Okay, we were very, very busy. But because this business is exactly what I told you, it allows you to do this while you are busy. We were able, through leveraged systems or participating in a leveraged system, to build a very nice income. And all we did, guys, is showed people that video, and our team grew by showing them how to show the video. And my wife and I now are currently Master Pro 10s, and we've been Master Pro 10s for over 4 years. So we are very excited, and more excited now for the possibilities for you watching this than even for ourselves, because this isn't something new for us. We've been now many, many years enjoying the benefits of this compensation plan, these products, and the possibilities. So how do you get started? Pick a pack, guys. If you're ready to do this, if you're ready to participate, if you're ready to start getting some of this money and participating in a leverage system, pick one of these packs. The Platinum pack is what we did. We picked the biggest pack. It comes with all of the products. It's an amazing pack with the biggest savings. There's also a gold pack that I say if you're looking at building a business, Platinum or gold is the way to go. If you're just wanting to share a little bit of this, maybe for your own, in your own family or immediate family, and maybe you're not so sure about how fast you want to go or how much of this opportunity you want for yourself, then I would look at the silver pack, because it still comes with a savings, just not the savings that you're going to get from those bigger packs. I would definitely recommend the bigger packs, because it's what we did and it's what we know works. Okay. In conclusion, guys, simply this. If we knew what these companies on the left were going to turn into, there's no doubt we wouldn't have made excuses. We wouldn't have said we were too busy if we got invited to participate with those companies. We wouldn't have said that we didn't want to make more money with Amazon or Facebook or Apple or any of these companies. We would have participated on some level knowing what we know today. And it would have been worth it. And so the question is, how big do you think LifeVantage is going to be? We've got a product that helps reduce oxidative stress, that is connected to every disease state oxidative stress is. We got 26 peer-reviewed studies. We're publicly traded. Our stock has gone from $3 to over $10 this year. We are growing. We are global. And no one knows about us, really. It's phenomenal, guys. Phenomenal. That little product, Protandim, is less than $50 to your door. Taxes, shipping, the whole nine. Guys, it's $41 plus taxes plus shipping. I don't know a door in North America that it really doesn't get to for less than 50 bucks, unless you're talking about maybe the Canadian conversions. But this thing has been big for a lot of people, and it's going to get much, much, much bigger. We have patents on the product, and you can't get the products anywhere else except for our network. And so here's what you do. If you think you're going to share this information with someone, get an ID number. If you think you see the business opportunity, pick one of those packs when you get the ID number, okay? But get the ID number. This is how simple it is. If you get an ID number, the person that you get the ID number with you will share with you a video link, a link to the video that either the one you just saw or one very similar. And we want you to show that link to as many people as you can show over the next couple days. Because in just a couple days, Monday, there's going to be a webinar. And that webinar link will give you the link to that. You simply follow up with the people that you showed the video to, and when they have questions, you put them on the webinar and let us explain this opportunity to them. And then you repeat. So you take the products, you share the benefits of the product, you share that video with people, and when people have questions, you simply point them to our team and our team presentations, and allow us to do the work for you. That's what we did. When I first signed up, we didn't know how to present. We didn't know what we were doing, but I knew how to forward a link, and I knew I was excited about what I heard. That's how we started. That's how you'll start. And soon you'll start to see the benefits of this product and this opportunity the way we did. And we'd be happy to build something as little or as big as you want. So thank you so much for joining us for this portion of our morning training, but opportunity portion of this thing. We're going to move into now more of our training session. Let me stop the share here. My wife is going to be joining us here. I think she's coming in now, so she's here. And there she is. So we'll be getting into the training. So go ahead and pause the video, maybe for a potty break or water break or something like that. And when you come back, we're going to be jumping into some of this training for you guys. So hit the pause and we'll be right back. Okay, so maybe you paused, maybe you didn't. We didn't pause, but we're ready to rock and roll. This is my wife. This is Lynette Cunningham. We have been married for a long time. Long time. It's over 20, is it 27 this year?
This year.
Later this year, it'll be 27 years. We've got 2 kids, as I said earlier. And this is what we do. This is our home office. We help people build a business that they can have in their home and build on their timelines. And so we want to share with you today a few things that we have done personally that's helped us build our business, and also share with you some things that you can do to help you build your business. And we understand that a lot of you watching this are brand new, just like maybe just signed up, and you're wondering like, where do I start? Maybe there's somebody that like you started, but you started kind of like telling people about it, but maybe not the way you were asked to train or were told to do it, right? Like, because when we sign people up, we try to get them started on the right foot, but many times they're like,
I like my way better.
I like my way better. Like I don't have to do that. I'm going to do this. And if that's you, that's okay, because I'm going to tell you, we sort of did that to some degree. I mean, we're kind of like, well, she's a rule follower for sure. She's like, just tell me what to do and I'm going to do it. And I did pretty much the same, but I made some mistakes along the way. And we're going to talk about, one of the things we're going to talk about is follow-up today. I'm terrible. Like I'm better, but I was terrible at follow-up in the very beginning. And we've learned some methods. And so we're going to talk about follow-up a little bit. We're going to talk about how we don't guarantee things, but I'm going to guarantee some money for you if you'll take the steps that I show you, because the comp plan does what it does, right? If you do what you do, it does what it does. And we're going to show you exactly how to earn over $500 a month if you'll follow just 4 steps in building through our Unilevel. We're also going to talk about a way to help you scale your business. And what does that mean? What it means is you do more work in a shorter period of time. I mean, that sounds good for everybody, right? Where we can maximize our time, and we do that with technology, many of us, and Facebook Messenger is a way that we are using to scale our business. I use it every day, but just today, I was able to compress a ton of conversations that would have taken hours into just a few minutes. It was awesome. And we're also going to teach you today how to close every meeting, whether it's a coffee meeting, whatever, wherever you're meeting people on the phone, text messaging, wherever you're meeting people, there's a way that you should close the meeting that will make this business more enjoyable for you. So let's jump into the follow-up for a little bit. We'll spend a few minutes in each one of these categories. The great thing is this is recorded, so you can go back, play it over and over and over again. The person that got you here can either share the link with you, but maybe you're already on this alone and you've got the link and you can just go back and watch it again. So follow-up is critical to your success in any business, but specifically our business, because you have to talk to a lot of people. We call it loading the funnel. You have to load the funnel with a lot of people before you'll start to get some of the results you're looking for. And the result you're looking for, we know what it is. It's YES. That's what you're looking for. Like, yes, I want to be a customer, or yes, I want to be a distributor. That's what you're looking for. But in the process of getting to the yeses, you're going to get some no's and you're going to get a lot of maybes. And you need to know what to do with the maybes and the no's, right? And so, do you want me to start? Do you want to jump in on follow-up?
It doesn't matter. I was actually just thinking to myself. I was just thinking, a lot of times new distributors, once you've made the commitment to do this, you're pretty excited, obviously, because you have finally wrapped your mind around the potential that it holds. And you're fired up, and you figure your friends and your contacts are going to be as well when you share it with them. And what you'll find is that they're not. It takes a little bit. But what often happens is you forget how many times the person who shared it with you reached out to you. I cannot tell you how many times I've had distributors say, I followed up with this person a couple times now. It's like going nowhere. I don't know what. And you go, or they're like venting. Why is it taking so long? I mean, I should have had some enrollments by now. And then you ask them, well, let me ask you a question. Like, when was the very first time you were contacted? And when did you say yes? And what did that process look like? How many different exposures or touches did you have during that process? And it's comical because for some people, they're like, yeah, it was a long time. But yet once they have finally said yes, they're frustrated with their contacts for taking a long time. So don't lose sight of your very own story, because it is a rare occasion that somebody hears this and goes, yes, I want to do it. It's usually a process, and time passes. And thank goodness the person who shared it with you followed up and didn't go, well, I don't want to bother them. I don't want to keep pestering them. You know what I'm saying? So just keep that in your mind. And if you are that rare individual who said yes quickly, you're that rare individual. Just know that. Most people, it takes a while. So keep that in mind as you're sharing this with people. What I would say in regards to follow-up is where most of us fall short is not setting up the follow-up. Oftentimes we'll share information and we don't necessarily know where to take it from there. And so maybe the person's like, oh, okay, I'll give that some thought. And you're like, okay. And then a couple days later, you're like, it's been a couple days. Should I call them back? Has it been long enough? Should I give them more time? And you start playing all of these little mental games with yourself, not really knowing how to handle it. Whereas had you just set it up, okay, so you've got that information. I know you said you wanted to do a little bit more research. I've provided you some stuff to do that with. So what do you think? You think 3 days is enough for you to give that some attention so I know when to follow up with you? Or do you think you'll need 4? Give them an option of when they want to be followed up with. Because the beautiful thing in doing that is if they've got something unusual going on, circumstances going on, maybe on that 3rd day when you're contemplating, is this the right day to follow up? They're flying out of town. And you call them, they don't answer, and then you're like, oh, are they avoiding me? No, they're on a flight. So had you just set it up, they could have said, oh no, actually, I'm flying out of town that day. Let's do it this day. So setting it up allows you to know a little bit of what their schedule is. It also lets them know you're taking this serious. And then you do what you say you're going to do. Because if you don't, you're giving them mixed messaging. Your mouth is saying it's important, but if you don't follow up when you say you're going to, your actions are telling them otherwise. Okay? So set up the follow-up, do what you say you're going to do, and that is going to help you to have more success in your follow-up.
There's a saying that wealthy people, when they make decisions, it takes them a while to make a decision. And once they make a decision, they rarely change their mind. Okay? Poor people make decisions really quick. I'm messing this up. No, it's reversed. I'm sorry, as I'm saying it. Wealthy people will make quick decisions, and it takes a long time for them to change their mind because they're able to discern some things, okay? And once you get the facts in front of those type people, they can make a decision. Poor people take forever to make a decision, but they quickly change their mind, okay? And so when Lynette was talking earlier about the length of time on this thing, what we've noticed is that when you finally do get the information in front of the right people, they see it pretty quickly. It's just getting that information in front of them, right? Because wealthy people usually are busy people, right? And they got a lot of stuff going on. And so it's not that they're taking forever to look through this information, right? It's just that it's taking them a while. And that was Lynette and I's story, is that we were just busy. 4 weeks for us, right? Four or 5 weeks it took for us to watch the video that you watched earlier before the information was in front of us. So a month went by before we finally got in front of the information. Then within 2 to 3 days, we had made a decision because we got our questions answered through a 3-way call, right? The follow-up was done and we made a decision. And so be patient with the follow-up. We've got people in our organization that are elite distributors that joined almost 2 years after we initially invited them. They're our personal enrollments. So nearly 2 years later, I've got people in our organization. In fact, I think this person was in the top 3 of my database. So when I made my database, Lynette made her database of who we were going to invite. This person was in the top 3 of my database. 6 years later, he enrolled as a distributor, loves the products, tells people about the products. So just know that follow-up is one of the things that most people overlook the importance of, and it is a massively important process to the success of your business. Now, let's talk about just briefly the process for us. I'll tell you my process when I first started, it was index cards. That was my process. I had a stack of index cards with a rubber band. I had names, phone numbers, and dates of when I invited, what I said. And the night before, the night of, before the next day I'd go to work, because I did a lot of my calls on the way to work. I would go the night before, kind of prioritize that deck of index cards, put the rubber band on in my backpack, and then when I got in the car the next day, I was ready to rock and roll, okay? I do it a little bit differently today, but I still use paper. I use paper, and I also use Google Docs. That's a thing that I think is becoming more and more popular today with people just because of the access of being able to use the cloud and having it on multiple devices. And if you're in a partnership like Lynette and I share with LifeVantage, we build our business together. It allows you some flexibility there as well. But her and I, for the most part, follow up separately, but we kind of have some checks and balances too. In fact, there's a whiteboard right over here with names on the whiteboard. That's another thing we do. Wherever there's some high priority follow-ups, we put their names in multiple places. So it's always being visible and seen. But the process isn't as important as you actually having a process. So if you don't have a process that you're using, that's a problem because it means you're not following up systematically. So get a system for follow-up, whether it's paper or digital. Find something that works for you. I would say start, if you're not, that's like priority number one for the success of your business.
I would just add, I love what Tori does too, because Tori shared with us that she does a 3 reminder and moves people's paper. Like if she needs to follow up this month, well, then it gets moved to that month. And then she does it until it's been done. And then it gets moved to where it needs to be followed up again. So it's a great way of ensuring that she's doing that follow-up in a timely manner. So I love that. But, the fact that there is a system in place is really the key, because here's the thing. If you go, okay, I'm going to follow up with Susie on Wednesday. I told her, put it in my phone program. Perfect. I get a reminder Wednesday morning. I'm following up. I do the follow-up. Great. I did what I said, what I was going to do. But what if she didn't answer? Okay. So I left a message. Now what? You've got to have or maybe you did chat and it was real quick and you have to follow up again. If you keep a note of a log of the things that you've actually given, because sometimes it takes way longer than you'd expect to actually get somebody to, the final part of the information that you're feeding them. And in the process, sometimes you forget what they've already seen or been given or who they talked to on a 3-way call. Or if it's all charted in one spot, it helps you to give individualized attention to that person. And here's the thing, you guys, it doesn't take an army for you to have tremendous success at LifeVantage. It's a handful of people. So each person matters. Each person needs to be dealt with on an individual basis, because they may be the one who makes all the difference in your business. So make sure that you're doing that so that you can be effective in your follow-up and give them exactly what they need in a professional manner. I think that sometimes we're just a little too lighthearted with that and just don't take it quite serious enough. Yeah.
Good stuff. So let's jump over to Facebook Messenger, which honestly kind of is a dovetail conversation with following up. Facebook Messenger, if you're not familiar with it, I would suggest that you get familiar with it. Download the app and use it, because Facebook Messenger allows you to do some things that can really help you if you're a super busy person. And so specifically with our third step in our system. So our system that we use is a 3-step system. We call it IT with 2 T's. So people, when they sign up, like, what should I do? And we say, do it, right? What is it? It's invite, tool, team. Invite, tool, team. The tool is the video. The team is where someone is getting the information or getting their questions answered, and you're not the one answering the question. That is by far the biggest mistake we see made over and over and over by people who are starting out, is they are answering the questions for their database. Big mistake. Your database sees that as sales. Your database sees that as something they don't want to do. And if you're really good at being like, know all the information, the people you're talking to think, I can't do that. I can't do what you just did. And they're gone. Okay, you may get a customer, maybe, but you're not getting business partners.
I want to regress for 1 second. Try to keep your train of thought. When Brandon was talking about the follow-up, he mentioned how people who can make a decision quickly once they get all of the information. Once you get all of the information in front of them, a lot of times it takes a little bit to get to that point. One video is not typically enough. You usually need them to hear more. And I always say, I want them to hear the full story so they can make an educated decision. You, as an individual, typically will be very unsuccessful at getting them the full story, because there's going to be objections along the way. You're going to attempt to overcome objections instead of just being able to kind of lay it all out for them. That's why what he's talking about right now is imperative to try to follow that methodology for the reasons that he's explaining. But That's your goal, is to get them the whole story, and it's not going to be accomplished out of your mouth. It's just not. And even if you can, it's not a duplicable system. So I hated to interrupt you, but I was just thinking that earlier when you were saying getting people to the full story allows them to make the decision. That's what it's all about. And this is the method for doing that.
Yeah. So maybe you're like, well, I want to tell my people because, I know my people. I know what my people need to hear. I've got all the information. I can promise you this. If you're not using third-party validation, you will make little to no money in network marketing. Little to no money, right? Because what you are doing is sales. It's you moving your mouth, creating commissions. That's sales, right? If you signed up to be a salesman, then you got it. But if you want to have a leveraged income, if you want residual income, the system must do the sell, not you, okay? And that's hard. It was hard for us. It was hard for me. It was really hard for me. And I can promise you it doesn't get easier, because once you've had a high level of success in network marketing, or let's just say LifeVantage, it would be really, really easy for me to walk around town, or Lynette to walk around town and say, look what we just made. Look at our check from last month. You want to join us? I mean, who wouldn't want to join us, right? That's not duplicatable, because when that person signs up, they won't have the same check, right? They won't have 10 years of knowledge. So Lynette and I have to, and we do, use the team. We use third party, and Facebook Messenger is becoming more and more and more of a platform that I love using. I used it this morning by creating a group. So here's what happens. Give you a scenario. Maybe Lynette's the distributor. I'm the person she's trying to gain as a customer or distributor. Lynette will create a group message inside of Facebook Messenger, right? She's in the group, I'm in the group, and she's going to add one or two other people into the group that help her build her business. That's usually people that we say is the upline. It's people that's helped Lynette build her business, okay? And in doing so, before she does that group, she would tell me, hey, Brandon, you've got some questions, because she's followed up with me and I've got questions. So she's going to message back or call back and say, hey, I'm glad you got some questions. I thought you'd be interested. I knew you would have some questions. The best way to get that answer for you, and the quickest method, is by getting your questions answered by some of the same people that answered my questions. They know more than I do. They've been around this longer, or whatever your story is. Don't lie, don't fib, tell the truth, right? And so authenticity is what we do here. Just be real, right? And sometimes I'll just tell people, because honestly, my third-party validations haven't come from our upline for
6 years, 7 years,
8
years,
8 for sure, right? And so I can't say, well, this person's been with the company longer. Now, Iron Roller Melissa, we do put her in a lot of our three-way chats. So what you do is you put the three-way chat together, and then the person that puts the chat together starts the first message, right? And says something like, hey, Brandon, I put this group together like I told you I would. And I've got a few people in here that I know you'll get extreme value from. And then she gives a brief introduction of who those people are, right? Like Melissa is a mother of 2. She lives out in Texas. She's been highly successful at this, and it's helped a lot of people earn some extra money, right? I've also added this guy, Gary. He was a pharmaceutical rep, high-end athlete. And I know you're very active and had some questions about recovery, and he would be perfect to tell you about how this product and products can help you recover. So guys, this is Brandon. Brandon had some questions specifically about this, this, and this. And then the team goes to work. The team starts dropping text messages, voice messages, and video messages. Guys, video messaging is so awesome, because it creates a level of communication and connection that you're just not going to get on a phone call, and you're not going to get through text messaging.
And don't underestimate the importance of validating the people that you are putting in that group. When he introduced Melissa and when he introduced Gary, he mentioned their level of success, the things that they've accomplished. Why? Well, because you want your contact to know that this person is not, like, I don't know, like they have value. They have value that you can gain from listening to them. It makes you want to hear what they're going to say. And also you want to validate your contact. If I validate Melissa, Gary, now I got to say, listen, Brandon's a rock star in his own right. He does this, this, and this. And, I'm really excited for him to learn more about LifeVantage because I know that he would do amazing things with it given his history. And so, Gary and Melissa, please share with him.
Or she said, like, I know he would be able to just crush this once he gets his mind wrapped around this and gets all the information. And so, something like that, where you're putting those little messages in there that all we're trying to do is supply Brandon with enough information to make a decision. We're not trying to sell Brandon. We're just here to answer his questions and provide our stories in the products and what we enjoy about it. So the beauty is this: not only are you able to have a higher level of communication this way, but you're able to do it at your convenience. And that is the killer part of this, okay? We are so busy today. I literally was in the middle of some crazy busy stuff, working on messages today that were given to me yesterday that I could have never been on the calls yesterday, but because they sat in Messenger for me 24 hours, I was able to get in there. And the cool thing is, as soon as I sent the message, the person that the message was set up for sent me a message right back. Here's why. The average person opens their phones, like turns the power, not on, but like opens the phone over 80 times a day. 80 times a day they check their phone. You know what they're not checking for normally? Voice messages. What they're checking for is text messages and social media updates, status updates. People are on social media like crazy, and that's why we're using Facebook Messenger, and they're also using text messages to communicate. So I am not checking my phone 80 times a day for voicemails, but I probably am opening my phone 80 times a day because I'm pretty busy with my phone. But the cool thing is with Messenger, I control the phone doesn't control me, right? I'm not running around crazy, having my business running me crazy. I run my business when I want to run my business. And Facebook Messenger allows you to do that. And it gives you that third-party validation that's actually fun. I love the video. Like, I shot some videos back. All you do is you just hold down the button. You got 60 seconds. And that's more than enough time, because if you get too long-winded, they're not. I don't know about you. I don't know about you. But if someone leaves me those voice messages or audio messages in Messenger or text messaging with the audio message, if that bad boy's like 4 or 5 minutes,
you got to set aside time for that.
Like, I'm not too excited. I'm not too excited to push that button on a 4-minute message. But if it's 30 seconds or 60 seconds, we do it all day, all day long. So just be conscious of that and start using Facebook Messenger. It's also an amazing way for you to connect and communicate with your teams and your fellow distributors. When we enroll new distributors, I tell them I'm going to create a Facebook Messenger support chat for you. I'm going to put in that chat what would be called your upline, but don't consider us your uplines. We're your friends, we're your business partners. We're here to help you grow this business. And I go in there and I start adding people and I introduce them, and it's fun. It's a very fun way for them to know who they're going to be working with and meeting these people. So make sure you guys are doing that, leveraging Facebook Messenger. We'll talk about this. I'll cover the map myself. So that way you don't have to be here longer than you need to be or want to be with us today. So how to close. Every conversation should have the proper close. so that you're not chasing people, right? Like a good follow-up system, like we talked about, it's important, but what will help you be really good at follow-up is having a really good close, because the follow-up is set in the close, right? And so what I want all of you to do is to know that a no is not no forever, it's no for now. Okay, a yes, if someone says yes, here's a little pro tip. If someone says yes to you, like, yes, I want to sign up as a customer. Yes, I want to do this with you. Please say, great. Where do you want the products sent? Like, zip it. Zip it. No more like selling them. No more telling them how amazing it's going to be. No more, nothing. Zip it until you get an ID number, all right? Once you get an ID number, then you can move on to the next couple steps for them. But so many times I see like all the body language, like they're ready to go, and the distributor keeps talking and talking and talking, and before long, there's no ID number, okay? Because other questions come up, this happens, that happens, zip it, right? Now, if they don't say yes, it's a maybe or a no, what I do for people is simply move them along the process, right? By knowing how to close the meeting. So the two things are going to happen. If it's a meeting where you are sitting one-on-one and they're not ready to join you, it's a matter of providing them enough information, as Lynette already trained on today, right? So what type of information would you need? Like, so, because you need to close like, hey, do you want to join us, right? And the answer is going to be yes or no, maybe. If it's no, then say, well, then, okay, that's fine. What are some of the questions you might have so that I can get you some more information? Because I just simply want to provide you enough information until you have the information you need to make a decision. That's all, because that's the process we went through. So find out, number one, what their real questions are. It's going to be time. Like, I don't know if I have time, or I need to talk to my husband. I need to talk to my wife. I don't have money. I'm not so sure about this type business. I've done this before and I don't know if I want to do it again. All of those things, right, can be overcome with just a couple simple questions, right? So what we like to use is something called feel, felt, found, right? I don't have any time. Well, hey, I know how you feel, right? I felt the same way. This is what I found out. And we insert a story. Or I don't have any money, right? And you, again, hey, I know how you feel. I talk to a lot of people that feel the exact same way. This is what we've done for those people. Or if it's something bigger, like, hey, I want to do some research on the product, or I'm not so sure about network marketing. My response to that, let's say it's network marketing. I've done this before and I'm not so sure I want to do this again. My response to that would be, well, hey, I respect that. I really do. So would it be beneficial for you if I gave you some more information about our company and how our company is probably a little bit different than some of the other companies that you've worked with before, right? That's how I would bridge that. So that's a one-on-one. But if I'm the person presenting, and that's kind of where I was going with this part of the training today, is if I'm the one doing a presentation, whether it's on Zoom or if I'm doing it in someone's home, there's 3 steps that I use to close every meeting. First step is letting them know the simplicity in what we do and how to make money. So I'll say, like, I'll tell Lynette, if you feel like this is something you want to do, please don't tell anybody without having an ID number. Because if you tell someone and they do this without an ID number, we can't send you a check. Get an ID number, right? If you get an ID number, then we'll give you the link to a video. And that video is the same video we use to build our business. It's the same video that a lot of people are earning thousands of dollars by showing people how to use. We'll give you that link to that video. And then show that video, Lynette, to as many of your friends as you want. Show it to your mom, your uncles, your brothers, your cousins. Show it to as many people as you want. And when you call them back and they have questions, simply get them to, and here's the important part, the next meeting. And you, as the distributor, needs to know when that next meeting is, whether it's in your local area or if it's going to be virtual on Zoom. You need to know the time and the day that thing's going to be. Those three things, right? Get them in the system. Get them in the system. Get them an ID number. Make them a customer. Just get them eligible for a check, right? Second step is then have them engage in what the simple steps are going to be for them to build a business. And that is sharing a video, answering questions. Sharing a video, answering questions. And so if you'll follow those steps in closing every meeting, whether it's the steps to set up the follow-up, that's how to close, right? The steps for the follow-up or the steps when you're actually closing a meeting for what they're going to do, like their next steps, is so important to creating momentum, because if you don't do those things, you're going to be chasing your contacts round and round and round. You're going to be calling them, as Lynette said, and wondering why they're not answering the phone or why aren't they returning my text messages, because you didn't do that in a way that suit their schedule or their needs. You're doing it on your schedule, your needs, because you're calling them when you have time, but maybe they don't have time then. That's one problem. Or in the second scenario where we have a presentation going on, if you just end the meeting and you're like, okay, well, thanks for coming. Guess what you have to do now? Follow up. It's like, let's not do that.
And the beautiful thing is a lot of times they're sitting in the audience and they're like, in their mind, they're going, well, this sounds good, but I don't know if I can do this. So if during the course of the presentation, you say, listen, if you're considering, if this makes sense to you, if you see the vision the way we see the vision and this makes sense to you, get yourself an ID number, share the video, and then invite your guests to this very meeting that we're going to be hosting next week at this exact same time, right at this location. If you already have it set up and you're like ABC, then they're in their mind going, I can do that. Because a lot of times I can tell you, I've sat at coffee appointments as the third party validation where you've got the distributor and the guest. And the guest is like, at the end of the conversation, they're like, it all sounds good, but I can't do this. And I have been able to go, well, can you do what the person invited you here did? Because all they did was invite you to coffee and ask me to tell you the story. That never registered in their mind. All they were thinking about is all the facts and information I was sharing, and they're going, I can't do all that. So when you're able to say A, B, C, and like literally lay it out for them because they have not processed it on their own for whatever reason, they've not processed it. When you do it that way, they go, oh, yes, I can do that. And that's happened many, many times where they're like, yeah, okay, I guess I can do it. So that's the value in closing a meeting in that very simplistic way, is that you've told them, because half the time, all that people need to know is what to do next. You've laid it out for them. Get an ID number, share the video, invite them right back here in 1 week. Simple.
And that is all you need to do to go to Pro 10. Share the video, get people to the next meeting. And then have people do the same thing that sign up. That's the compound effect, guys. Share the video, get them to the next presentation. It's how you create momentum. If you don't have momentum in your group, you have a bunch of people sharing information, and at the end, they're not telling people what the next step is.
Well, and I had a cool experience because I was in Louisiana, and before the meeting began, I knew I was going to be presenting. Before the meeting began, I asked, hey, when's the next meeting? And they were like, well, we don't have one scheduled right now. We're talking about this. I'm like, okay, I need to know where and when, because I'm going to announce it at the end of the presentation tonight. And what happened is a newer distributor who had yet to have her own, hosted her own meeting. She had attended, she had invited guests to other people's meetings. that she hadn't had her own, she went ahead and committed that night to host it the next week. So when the meeting closed, I announced it, which means now it has to happen, right? The next week she did it and she got enrollments. She got some distributors that night. You guys, the power of that is massive. When a brand new or a newer distributor gets an enrollment, they are getting the validation that, yes, this works. Yes, this can work for me. But a lot of times they're hesitant to commit to that. And I'm going to tell you, she was hesitant. But I, the guest from out of town, kind of put her on the spot. And, you know, it worked perfectly. So just know, if you're that new person, I know it's hard sometimes to commit to something like that, but there's so much value in that. So if you've yet to host a meeting yourself, I would encourage you to get one in the books. If your enrollers in the room with you, enroller, get one in the books for them because it is powerful. But make sure you're closing in that way, because that's how that all happened.
We did the same thing in Spain. A few months ago, we went to Spain for 5 weeks to launch the country. There were some things going on when we first got there that we had to sift through. We did. And once we sat down, we said, okay, here's what we're going to do. Was it Tuesday night or Monday night? I think it was Tuesday night. At X time, we're going to do a meeting. And we watched that meeting go from 5 guests to a dozen guests. To the last meeting, there were dozens of guests, because we were simply telling people, if you like what you heard, show that video to as many people as you can and bring those people back to this meeting. And when they did that, we signed people up on the spot, guys. And so that's what we do. If you're a lead, if you're brand new, you're not the one presenting. If you're brand new, you're the person bringing guests, okay? If you have people that are in your uplines that are not doing meetings, that's okay. Just keep looking. Keep looking up until you'll find someone, because I promise you, you will find someone in your uplines that is more than happy to do a meeting if you want to do a meeting and invite people, whether it's in your home, coffee meetings, or virtual on Zooms, because that's what we look for. We look for people who are ready to engage in this system and go through the simple steps of invite, tool, team. Anything out of that, I'm not interested. I don't work with people who just invite and use the video and decide they're going to do all the talking. That doesn't work, right? And so those 3 steps work. And now I'm going to share the map to Pro 3. Yeah. Thanks so much for joining us. High five. Whoa, scared the dogs. Yes. So I get asked all the time, what do I have to do to make X amount of money? And that's like nearly impossible to answer, because there's so many variables. So there is one scenario, though, that I can show you exactly what you need to do and exactly how much money you're going to make. So let me share my screen one more time. Share that other PowerPoint's probably still up. Let me pull this one up. I'm going to go full screen. Okay, cool. The map to Pro 3. How to earn $7,000 a year. If you are a Pro 3 and you're not earning $7,000 a year, you're not doing something in these easy steps, right? And if you want to earn $7,000 a year, listen up. If you want to earn more than $7,000 a year, I like it, but you need to do these steps first. You need to have a solid foundation, okay? Because duplication is what we do. So step 1 is that you have 200 PV. If you don't know what PV is, it's personal volume. It's your personal purchase, what comes to your house in products, and your customer's purchase. That is your PV, all right? It must be 200. 200 or more PV is step 1. Anything less than that, and you start to get different numbers. I can't promise that you're going to have the numbers at the end. In fact, I can promise you won't. If people have 50 PV and 100 PV and 250 PV, I can't promise you that you're going to have the numbers that you're looking for, okay? Step 2 is that now we're going to go out and start training people, right? We're going to start teaching people how to share this information. And we're just going to start with 3. Now, this is the minimum. Now, I'm going to tell you, this might be a shocker to some of you. To others, you're like, yeah, no kidding. You're going to have to enroll more than 3 distributors to find 3 that'll actually do what you do. In fact, you may have to enroll 15. You may have to enroll 20. But when you find those 3, and that's a minimum of 3, right? And you teach them how to share this information the proper way, you now are starting to see the power of a leveraged income, all right? So go find 3 people. So go not only be a raving fan about the products, but now you're going to start to be a fan of the business. You're going to start to talk to people about, hey, if you love the products and you want to make some money, there's a way to do that. And maybe some of you are like, hey, there's a way to make a lot of money. Let me introduce you to what I've been told and some people that I know, right? So you'll start telling the product story and the business story. The third step is that those people now have to have 200 PV or more. If they don't have the 200 PV, this doesn't work out, right? And then we just duplicate that same process again, and this is what it looks like, okay? So on the left, you see the number of people, starting with 3. This is just a 3x3 equation where 3 people get 9, they get 27, okay? The PV is 200, that stays the same. The OV is organizational volume. The 4th column is the percentage of commissions paid in our unilevel. This is a mock-up of a commission earned in our unilevel bonus. So with 3 people, 600 OV, you're gonna earn 12 bucks, all right? But when we get those 3 people to duplicate the same process, you'll see that it's 1,800 plus the 600. You're almost, I mean, you're really, really close, right? In fact, if you've got the 200 PV, you're over the Pro 2 mark already. And you're earning now $102, the 90 plus the 12. We do that one more level. So all we're asking you to do is get 3 people that will do what you do. And then you help and support that same duplicating level of 3 levels, right? So you get 3, and then you help those 3 get their 3, and you help those 9 get their 3, and now you get 27 people on that 3rd level. It's now, I don't know why it's formatted this way, but when you add it up, it's $7,800 in OV. That looks like 78,000. It's not 78,000. And it's $588. I have no reason why it's formatted that way on my end, but nonetheless, the math is accurate. It's $588 per month in residual income if you'll go build this model. And by the way, $7,800 in OV is well beyond Pro 3. In fact, you're knocking on the door of Pro 4. You're halfway between Pro 3 and Pro 4, and this is just one bonus. This isn't the matching bonus that you'll be earning now as a Pro 3 that's getting their new customers every month, but there's other bonuses that you'll start to participate in. But guys, this is what you need to be training. And you need to go in your back office and make sure you have these levels filled out. You want to make sure you've got at least 3 people in your first level. If you don't, start inviting, using the tool, and enrolling more people. You need to make sure you have at least 9 people on your second level. If you don't, go out and you personally enroll some more people and help your people enroll some more people. Show your people what you do. Go make some phone calls with them. Go do some home meetings with them. Get on some virtual workshops with them. And then if you'll drive that one more level where you're helping your people, it's people, right? So now you're getting involved on a little bit bigger level. You've got a couple dozen people that you know their names and you're trying to help them through the process. You're earning, guys, $7,000 a year with just 3 levels. So make sure you've got your back office looking this way, where it's at least 3, 9, 27. And this is minimums. You can do much more than that if you want. These are minimums. But that is the map to Pro 3. You can find it at teamtrueblue.org. It's there. So is the Map to Pro 5. Guys, teamtrueblue.org is a massive tool and resource for you to help you build this business, as well as our Facebook groups, Team True Blue's Facebook group and our Life Biohacked Facebook group. 2 great tools to stay connected. Guys, I hope you have enjoyed today's workshop. Let me stop the share. I hope that the information that we've shared today is beneficial. In the future, be looking for some tweaks to what we're doing here on a monthly basis. We've been talking to leadership, getting some of their inputs. Every Monday, we do a leadership Facebook Live in Team True Blue. So every Monday at noon, make sure you're a part of that so you're seeing what's going on. You'll get the announcements there. You'll get some training there. You'll get some insight there on a regular basis of what we're doing. There will be some refinements coming in the near future with what we're doing with our team and the trainings. But thank you guys so much today. More importantly, if you're with a group of people, you guys have some fun this morning, this afternoon, wherever you are in the world watching this. And for the guests, thank you so much for being here. Ask the questions that you need. And guys, I'm going to tell you as a guest or a new distributor, the fastest way to change your life is not with an opportunity or a product. The fastest way to change your life in a positive way is to surround yourself with people who are in a better circumstance or better place in their life. Okay? Your environment is the fastest way. If you stay in the same environment you're in today, if you associate with the same people and you eat the same foods and you do the same type work, you are going to get the same results. The fastest way to change your future, health-wise, finances, time, all of the above, is to get around people who have better health, who have better finances, who have better control over their time. Because, guys, I'm here to tell you, if you are willing to listen to someone's opinion, you better be willing to live their lifestyle. So the point is, don't listen to people who aren't living the way you want to live or heading in the direction you want to head. The fastest way is getting with those people so they can show you the way. That's what we do. We show people a way to freedom, and we're doing it with a company that is publicly traded that's giving us the world's finest nutrigenomics products. I'm excited 10 years in. It's getting better. I feel great. I'm 47. I feel amazing. And we've been virtually retired by LifeVantage for many years now, because retirement to me is doing what you want to do when you want to do it. And that's what we do. And we want to help you do that the same. So you guys have a great day. Enjoy your time together. And thanks for being a part of this. Bye-bye.